All right, ready to go? Okay. Now unmuted. All right, yeah, we're good. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James underscore 36. And this is a special edition of Big Games BS on the Road, presented by part of Den Media Group, presented by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com is the go-to website for all things tobacco related. It's where I get all my cigars from. It's it's just a dope overall experience, man. Like I am kind of impressed by all this technology. If me and Miles can get this up, running, like I'll be on the road a lot in 2023. Um, we've got the combine in Indianapolis that we could be putting up a lot of interesting content. I plan on going to the Senior Bowl. I plan on going to a lot of different things. And this right here would be, one of the things that kind of just tops everything off. So I look forward to a lot of the stuff. So we're gonna try to provide this to you, get you the multiple camera angles again. But right now we're testing it. Miles is in a different place. I'm on, like I said, I'm on the road. So, but yeah. So on that note, we got the same old things going on. Miles, if you can go ahead and put up the tailgate, the NR tailgates right now. I believe we're at 275 registered with approximately 300 people that are going to be showing up to it. So, see, hold on, make sure. Yeah, Miles in communication. Okay, I don't know if Miles can y'all hear me? Hold on. All right, Miles, now he's getting the stuff up now. So, all right, cool. Um, So yeah, so the opening that part. All right, cool. So appreciate it, Sam Walker. Again, trying to get this thing up and running. Not as great as everybody else at this kind of stuff, but we got the tailgate 13. I'm Church and Naughton. We're gonna be doing it. We got a lot of former O's have are saying that they're coming through. So a lot of guys that either I play with, but this right here is the dopest part. So if you go ahead and pick that, get that thing all the way on the screen, Miles, if we could, but pick TLH. Basically,
They're
the
locked.
go-to. I'm gonna let that rock because that was loud. But basically, he's gonna be one of our vendors. He's gonna be there with a lot of good vintage FSU gear, some good deals and stuff, marketing to our people as well. Then we got the normal stuff. We got Peachy Boys Barbecue. They're out there right now barbecuing and getting the ribs and chicken, pulled pork, and all the other stuff. My boy Cheese is coming down with a brisket. He's coming with hot dogs, burgers, and we're gonna have a Duval. We're gonna have the Duval crab trays. We'll probably end up getting some more food as well. There's a Popeyes right there on OPT, so I'm probably gonna go slide through Popeyes and bring some people some red beans and rices and some fried chicken, just cause, and obviously we'll have the liquor and everything else going on, but it's gonna be 65. If you haven't gotten your ticket now, and you're not like on the list, it's gonna be $65 for you to get there. Like guys, I don't know what to tell you. We've been marketing this shit for an entire fucking month. We also have some. We also have what do we? Oh, we also have a couple parking spots left. We have one parking spot that's literally right in front of everything. And then we have another one that is we have the ones at the tailgate. So we got about 10 overall parking spots left if anybody wants to come and check us out. So again, it should be a great time, good fellowship, good food, good eating. So on that note, we'll go to what do we have next? Damn, it didn't update all the way to today's show. Oh man, I'm thrown off. So, um, flexing on people today, like you gotta give me a little grace for trying to figure this. I'm trying to figure this whole new format out. But and with hotel Wi-Fi, need to make sure I bring my own Wi-Fi next time. But John Ruiz, they gave him the biggest loser in all of college sports, in my opinion. And that's all that matters to me. This guy knows how to waste his money, and he basically just went out and it's his money, but spent I guess an estimated $10 million in name, image, and likeness, and they're saying he's the most influential person in sports right now, which I think is quite foolish because at the end of the day, if you spend that kind of money and you got a team that wasn't even bowl eligible and that doesn't look like they're going to be doing much of anything anytime soon, it's bad. And the Miami fans are super proud of it. Like I don't think Miami fans really know or remember their own history very much. And the reason why I say that is because you guys literally had a guy go to jail for a Ponzi scheme buying athletes. Y'all remember him? And, was it Nevin Shapiro? Yeah, remember a guy by that name? He bought guys during my era. I was mad as hell because he ain't offered me no bread when I went on my visit to Miami. I was definitely taking it. But Nevin is that. You had that guy. He's basically a little bit better. He's Cuban Nevin. And one thing I will admit about Miami fans is you guys have a propensity to fall in love with lying-ass Cubans. I have no idea why, but Manny's a lying-ass Cuban. Um, Manny's a lying-ass Cuban. Luis is a lying-ass Cuban. And Mario's a lying-ass Cuban. So you guys just love your lying-ass Cubans. So I guess with that, but that's the I just don't understand why there's such a big love affair with I actually like this angle right here, Miles. This is dope. Like have the little piece right there, and then since we only got the one camera right now, you just love your like I said, y'all love y'all lying ass Cubans. You gotta go. You go into the next thing, Miles. So I'm flying blind right here without these. I can't look at the notes because I'm using my phone as a camera. We'll use the iPad next time. So I have no idea. Oh, all right. You gotta blow that up a little bit more for me. Um, oh yeah. So going into the next thing. So a lot of interesting conversations and topics have been brought up about name, image, and likeness. In particular, what can be done to try to keep players engaged and trying to stay around. I think a lot of it is nothing you can really do besides pay the young man, which is what people don't want to do. But now the suggestion of the author of this, Russ Delling, I don't even know how to say his name, but he shared the SI article about football basically sharing the TV payouts or for example, Florida State's going to get $6 million for the Cheez It Bowl or about that. So their suggestion is that the schools give the players the money for the Cheez It Bowl as opposed to the players. I mean, as opposed to the school, the players get it as opposed to the school, and they think that might be a way to keep people engaged, keep people around. Say, hey man, maybe they won't have the opt outs, and it completely negates why opt outs happen. Opt outs aren't happening because guys are broke. That's a part of it. Opt-outs are happening because guys are broke and they're one step away from the NFL. And there's plenty of data and plenty of situations where guys have legitimately lost their opportunity to play in the NFL or be a high draft pick, with a severe injury that happened in the bowl game. Notre Dame had a linebacker that ended up getting drafted in the second round by the Dallas Cowboys, who was actually really, really good, and this kind of hindered what he was going to be able to do with his career earnings, even potentially the place where he was going to be able to go. Other guys have been hurt and can't play and cannot function in the manner in which which is dope. So I think this is kind of where players have to go. Like the only way to help this is to salary players in general. Now, when you salary a guy, you can create a contract, and in the contract, you can create that, or they can actually change name, image, and likeness. If they change name, image, and likeness to actually what it is, or even though it's not supposed to be this, but what it actually is, which is pay for play. If you change it to a pay for play model, you can legitimately say we have you under contract for $60,000 a year or whatever the number is to give us give us 12 regular season games and however many postseason. And you can come and you can structure in a postseason playoff thing, but only way you can really truly incentivize players is to essentially punish players for not doing that, effectively creating a buyout if they leave early or if they don't. And that's kind of like it's an unenforceable buyout technically, but that's kind of the only way you can do it. And I mean, it's not unenforceable. You can say, hey, it's going to cost you $60,000 because we agreed to pay you this and we already paid you this. And if the player gets to the NFL, they'll pay it back or their agent will pay it back. But the reason why a lot of these guys are opting out isn't because they don't want to play in the game. It's because they know this game does more detriment to them than good. What you have to do is create a situation, create an environment where it doesn't cause any detriment. Actually, the best way to do it, which this ain't happening because it would completely change the NFL schedule, is to move the draft into December. Move the draft into December, the NFL draft into December, and you know what will happen? A guy's already been drafted. So him leaving or not coming back doesn't him playing one more game doesn't really affect you. But the NFL, one thing I can tell you for sure is the NFL is not going to change what they're doing to cater to the college game. I promise you that. You know, but I think it's something that bodes to where people have to really ask themselves, do they care about college sports in the manner in which they say they do? Because I think bowl games are dope. One of the things that's cool about what these young men are doing, and I've seen a couple of them get media stop. Like when these men are trying to go and enjoy Fun Park or whatever the name of the place is, the last thing they want to do is talk to you about the goddamn football game. Let them boys play bumper cars and do shit like let them be regular civilians for a second, especially when they're playing with the Make-A-Wish kids. But like bowl games give cities like I would never be in the city of Jacksonville, I believe personally, had it not been for me participating in the Gator Bowl. Me participating in the Gator Bowl directly led to me moving to the city of Jacksonville. So I think that's one of the cool things about bowl games and stuff like that. So moving on to the next thing, it's two players that I believe are in for the rudest of fucking awakening, and it's y'all fault. Before I get into Shedeur, Archie Manning or Arch Manning is probably going to be the most bullied kid in college football, and it's not. And neither one of these kids is their fault per se, but you know they're benefiting from it. So like, you've got. Why can't I find our show for today? You've got you know, the Manning family name, and you got Arch, who's played against absolutely nobody. Terrible competition, sucks in my opinion. Don't know what people have seen besides what his last name is. If his last name wasn't Manning, let's be honest, guys. If his last name wasn't Manning, he would not be recruited by anybody, and we all know this. And it's really fucked up that people are taking this approach. I mean, at the end of the day, it's capitalism, so do whatever you want to do, but it's just not the wisest thing. And then, secondly, Shedeur Sanders. I mean, you got Arch up there right now. So, like, Archie Manning was playing against a bunch of midgets and little people all through the year, putting up stats, stupid stats, And then once he played anybody with a pulse, they got mud stomped. That's because I don't want to just because I don't because I don't like Deion. I've never made that hidden. But let's look up Arch Manning's game by game stats. And I hope to be able to be this good of a father that I set it up for my sons to just be good. Their final no, this was he went 8 for 14, 142 yards his first game, 3 touchdowns, 6 rushes for 67 yards. That was actually a better game, but let's see here. Who was that last game when he finally played somebody? They play in the lowest level. So November 14th, the Greenies played the Comets. I'm looking at this picture of him being tackled by. I'm sorry, I promise you, this kid is going to be a future accountant. Like not even like the big accountants, like not like the accountant like the movie where like the guy was technically like was it Ben Affleck was like a killer, like like the accountant like the with the glasses, like the non-cool accountant. He was 7 for 15 passing, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns, but they don't say how many interceptions that he threw. And that was what got him bumped out of the playoffs. I got that from USA Today, high school football. If you go look up Arch Manning inside of his stats. I just he's probably going to break the bank. The Manning name is just really, 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 really good. But the black family that has a name right now close to the Mannings for whatever reason is the Sanders. Arch Manning is going to go there to Texas. The drunk Steve Sarkisian is going to get bullied into starting him, and he's going to lose his fucking job in 2 years. Shedeur Sanders. One thing I want to say about Deion is this is a story of a father's love. No Power 5 school will recruit your son. So what you did was you worked so hard to become a Power 5 coach to prove to the world that your son's a Power 5 starting quarterback, that you just used nepotism. Didn't earn it, didn't come in. But like now, Fox in Vegas, they're putting him that he's the Heisman favorite at Colorado. He wasn't the best quarterback in FCS. Probably wasn't the best quarterback in black college football. How the fuck is he going to be the best quarterback at big boy school? That's not hate. That's pure observation. The statistics show. Like he's not. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, if they win 8 games with the schedule that they have, then he fucking deserves it. He deserves the Heisman Trophy. But they're not going to win 8 games. They're going to be lucky to win 3. If Vegas has a under 4 or under 5, I'm taking that. I'll lay 5,000 on it that they won't win 5 games. And it's not because Deion Sanders is a bad coach. It's not because Shedeur is a bad player. Hold on. How people got my number? Shedeur is a good coach. I mean, Shedeur's it's not saying that Deion's a bad coach or that Shedeur's a bad player. It's just the fact that you got Dan Lanning still there at Oregon. You still got USC, you got UCLA, you got Utah, you got Washington with a quarterback that's proven on the FBS level that he could be good. You've got a ton of guys. You've got 8 teams that they're going to play with quality talent, and hype is not going to get you out of this situation. So, so there's that. There's that situation. Do you want to move to the next thing, Miles? But I'm just not a fan of Shedeur and all of this stuff right here. But going to the next thing. Right, like it's just like and Jordan Travis isn't even right now being mentioned in the Heisman campaign. But something that I'm really curious and Miles, you can go to the TCU and Nebraska too, lot boy. But Miles, go to the next slide on this. I want to go ahead and watch the video because I need to know what's in the Waffle House training manual. Like one thing that I know about Waffle House is that you're going to get bucked. And I also know that the that if the servers aren't ugly, the food isn't going to be good. So like but watch this. This is just amazing. This lady is in rare form. Look at that uppercut. Now, that same lady, and I can't find it, she literally like did some Avatar Last Airbender shit to a chair. Like somebody threw a chair at her and she just spun it and then like she just didn't just block the chair. She blocked it, spun it around, and placed it down on the ground. Like that is skill unmatched. Um, you know, I know for a fact that her grits were on point at Waffle House. Like I want that. Like it's just but Waffle House is just known. It's so well known in the South now or so well known in the world now that it even made with Trevor Noah show the Daily Show where Roy Wood Jr. came in and basically said, "Man, hey, I need you. We got to come to the Waffle House because the guy Trevor Noah had never been to one. And he was like, "This is the best breakfast, but we have to fight first." He's like, "I don't want to fight you." And then basically they got to the point where they fought because fights happen at Waffle House. But now going viral and trending is like there's like it was Mortal Kombat for restaurants and who would win. And I put my money on Waffle House over everybody. Popeye's a close second because Popeye's be getting after it. Them chicks carry blades. But basically Waffle House is second to none, man. Like Waffle House is getting after it. Um, but yeah, I don't think McDonald's, Burger King, anybody can hold a candle to Waffle House. It's basically breakfast hibachi, and that shit be delicious, dude. Shit is delicious. Moving forward to the next thing, and this Wi-Fi here is ass. Marriott, I got my one critique, baby. We got to get some better Wi-Fi so that people can do their jobs here. This is not how you treat titanium members. We need the best of the best Wi-Fi's. And what's crazy too is why do people try to fight fast food employees? Like when oh, that's it. Yeah, play that, Miles. Oh, that shit was crazy, dog. Y'all got to see that. Oh, there was like a news report. Who is that? She is perfectly chocolate. Oh, isn't that wild, Miles? Like anybody, like that's wild. Like look at dude. Like typically when somebody throws a chair, like it's some mayhem going. But in the midst of all that, she caught it, spun it around, and just placed it down. Didn't even miss a beat. It's wild. Like you can't. Like that's next level right there, baby. All right, let's go on to the next thing. Next subject here. Shit, they have. That's what I was saying. Restaurant people have these things on their feet. There's no slips. So like, there's a lot of grease back there. So you jump back there, you're already at a disadvantage. They've got good footing in all of these things, man. They're gonna whoop your ass, bro. Now, going back to sports in the NFL, there's not a person that I dislike more as a coach in the NFL than Matt Rule. And it wasn't because of anything that Matt Rule did. I just think Matt Rule was a liar. Why did I think he was a liar? Because I could not tell if Matt Rule was normal sized or if he was a midget. And it bothered me. And I needed to know the truth. And my friend Sheena never told me. She said, Matt Rule's not that short. I was like, Matt, Matt Rule looks like he's 5'7". And, I went and looked up his stats. He was like 5'10", so that means he could have been 5'8". But I just don't like little people. So,
Snap somebody, man,
but
because we down bad, we losing, and somebody walk in with some headphones, and you know what I mean. The coach is just letting it go. It's like, bro, we in a game, and you just allowing people to come in here and do what they want, and it's just what it's messed up. So
so what we have is we have one of the current Panthers basically saying why he didn't like Matt Rule and why he figured he wasn't going to work. And the reason why is simple. It's simple in the fact that college guys don't work on the NFL level because they're still operating with some college rules, and you kind of also you gotta win it over quick. Like you got guys who are your age in some cases. When you look at Mike McDaniel, he's only like 32 years old. I think like there's players who are older than him that he's in charge of. um, you know, if you've been doing this for quite some time and you don't know what this other guy brings to the table and he can't prove his worth to you early and you don't know his chops, that's why it doesn't work. That's why Jeff Saturday got a little bit more grace than what he earned or what he deserved, was because at least players knew that he knew what it was like to be in their shoes. But once they figured out he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about, it was over for him. Like it sucked. So Matt Rule, I think, will be phenomenal at Nebraska, back where he's college is more of his speed. But I also think on the NFL side, you got to be more professional than what this guy was. Trying to talk about because you let people walk with headphones. I've never heard anybody say, "Man, if I didn't have these goddamn headphones on, man, I would have been." We would have won so many more games if I would have just not worn headphones and hoodies. People who try to attach that to winning, I think use that as a crutch and are using a lazy analysis or breakdown of what truly transpired. So um, moving forward to the next thing, Andre, you're right. Sheena definitely knows that his ass was pint size. Damn, I can't see that shit. But hold on, I'll be right here pulling this back up on my screen here, Miles. All right. Oh, all right. And I think this is the last thing before we get into some breakdown of the Oklahoma Florida State game and whatever other games we probably. Oh, there's some good bowl games yesterday, so we'll talk about bowl games from yesterday, and then we'll talk about stuff. I tweeted this out. Who is it Mbappe? Is that how you say it? I hope I said it right. And there's a reason why. Miles, kind of look for the article about Mbappe and like who he just broke up with, like his dating life. And this is basically me. I'm intrigued by this and this new world and this new way of life, and I don't want. You love who you love. I don't want the consonants coming after me. And you know, this is Mbappe is a phenom. Is a soccer phenom. He's from France. I'm assuming somebody put 23-year-old soccer player who was destined to be the next greatest player to ever live. Um, he likes he likes pronouns. He likes women in general, but he openly. I didn't realize he was openly dating a transgender, and well, not anymore. Now I think this is a woman. He went and got him a woman, not an identifier. But I thought that this was just such an interesting story, and I'm shocked that it hasn't I saw it on Facebook. It was just randomly on Facebook, and I didn't see it anywhere else. And I just thought it was just the most randomly interesting thing that I've ever seen because, yo. this is like one of the best international soccer players, and like we should not care about who athletes, entertainers, actors, and whatever who they date, but we do, we do it all the time. It's why Wendy Williams made an entire living off of this. But but the transgender was an IG model. I think his current girlfriend is an IG model. And it was just his brother. It kind of makes me believe like when people get mad about all of these movies and how they sprinkle a little consonant in it. I'm like, it looks like that's kind of just what the real world is like, And I'm like, damn. So like Mbappe, or whatever his name is, splits from his trans girlfriend and starts dating the ex. And this is where the drama really comes in. You guys can tell me what PSG is, but apparently, I guess he's dating the ex of another person. But he got this transformer looks like transgender really looks like a woman. Like, I mean, again, I'm not here to play the identity and identifying things and whatever, but like, I think it's actually, I don't really know what it is, but this chick is Rose the one who's not. Raul. Hold on. Which one is that's no Raul is the girl that he was the Belgian. Who is Rose? Is Rose Bartram? Is that the one who's the woman? I need to make sure. I need to know for myself. Now I'm confused. They both look like women. It's weird. Men. Hey, listen, love what you love, like what you like. Again, as I always say, nobody cares. He's the greatest soccer. Again, apparently, he's the greatest soccer player in the world, and he likes. And this is what he likes. Not my cup of tea, but like I say, man, out here, be careful, guys. I think some of y'all know it, but then again, never mind. I don't want to get in trouble. It's not why. It's just not how. I don't want to get banned on the road. Let's look up these bowl games. Bowl games. What do we have left? I know we have today. I know what time is Miami? What time is Miami and Florida play today? If anybody can tell me what time Miami and Florida play today, I would greatly appreciate it. I want to check their games, if at all possible. Oh, they don't. They don't have the game. My bad. Sorry about that. Today, not today. We got the college football playoffs coming up tomorrow. Not tomorrow, excuse me, on the 31st. Try to give more of a breakdown sometime Saturday. Where are we at now? 28th. Yesterday was actually some really good games. The Military Bowl, Duke beat the shit out of UCF. We'll come into that a little bit. Arkansas just barely beat Kansas in a game where Kendall Browse, who you guys know I affectionately call the hoe, if his ass would have just ran the fucking ball a little bit, wouldn't have went out that way. Apparently, the $5 million quarterback from North Carolina lost to Oregon without an offensive coordinator. Texas Tech beat the fuck out of Lane Kiffin. And today we do have two goals. We have two games. We got the Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl. Can somebody tell me how much does it cost to do a bowl game? Like I think I can. I think in 10 years I could be in a place where I can have the big game bowl, the MFTK Bowl. Like I don't know who the Bad Boy Mowers are, but like I don't even know if it's a good investment. I think it's more for the flex. I told you I've been very transparent of how I feel about things, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would own people. If I was a billionaire, I would own people. Like if I would be a good owner of people. Like I would be very fair. They'd have all the nicest stuff, but like I would be an owner. That's the only incentive of owning an NFL team. That's the only reason John Ruiz is trying to be as a ball. He wants to own people. And I'm not knocking him on that. That's his money. But today we have The Bad Boy Mowers Pinstripe Bowl in New York at Yankee Stadium. Syracuse versus Minnesota at 2 p.m. Then we have Oklahoma versus Florida State in the Cheez-It Bowl. And then we have the Alamo Bowl at 9 p.m. Texas versus Washington, which we'll check that out. And tomorrow we have Duke's Mayo Bowl, Maryland versus North Carolina State up in Charlotte. The Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, which we've played in El Paso, Texas. And then the Gator Bowl will be tomorrow. Notre Dame versus South Carolina. Barstool Sports, Arizona Bowl. A lot of games. Capital One Orange Bowl. But let's go back to the Military Bowl. Duke versus UCF. 30-13. It was a close game in the first quarter. It was 7-7. Then after that, Duke and Mike Elko, who's a really good football coach, just beat the shit out of UCF and Gus Malzahn. I mean, who's good. Gus Malzahn is a good coach. Should have UCF playing in trending in a better direction. 3-name Pilgrim. Anybody who knows fifth quarter, John Reese Plumlee, who's their starting quarterback, was 21-34, 182 yards and 1 interception. Leonard Elko was a quarterback guy. Their guy went from 19 for 28, 173 yards. Not a lot of domination in there. Let me check out this full box score. Duke put up it's 173 yards passing, 177 yards rushing. Just looks like more of a defensive game. Outside of the fact that 3 for 3 on field goals. UCF's kicker didn't even get a chance. Just terrible. This is why people talk about mid-majors. Duke is the probably middle of the pack ACC team and beat the fuck out of UCF, who wants to be considered in our big three. It's good for the ACC. I just like the bragging rights. We are the ACC tradition and excellence, then, now, and always. I remember that was our saying when I was coming up. I got to do a commercial. They paid me a couple dollars. Going to the next game, North Carolina, unfortunately, go Arkansas versus Kansas. And what I was saying about the whole Kendall Browse, Arkansas scored 24 points in the first fucking quarter. And it scored 14 points the rest of the game. Florida State fans, do you remember what that sounds like? Remember we played this school called Boise State? Jumped out on Boise State. All we had to do was finish the game. But what does the Ho do? The Ho wants to keep spinning the ball. He wants to keep throwing it, keep pushing it, as opposed to like up-tempo offense, as opposed to playing clock management. Take your ball and go home. This is how you play fucking football, man. You get up on somebody 20. So the score was 31-13 going into the third quarter. They scored 38. Then it was they scored another touchdown, so it was 38-20 going into the fourth quarter. Kansas scored 18 points. And then they went to the Kansas shootout in overtime. Both teams kept scoring. I guess what they do is they go to the 2-point. Teams have to do a 2-point conversion. Kansas got stopped. Arkansas didn't. That's how they won the game. There's no way. This is why I have to tell people the SEC is not the most dominant conference. They have always had two of the most dominant teams, but as far as top to bottom, your conference is ass. There's no reason Kansas, who a few years ago barely could have a spring practice, there's no reason that this is the case right here. So, yeah. So we need to get that shit, stop that shit. And if I'm the head coach at Arkansas, Kendall Browse owe me a fresh one. Owe me a straight fade for making my blood pressure go up, because that game should have been an ass-whooping blowout. But yeah, you over here trying to prove a fucking point. Oregon beat North Carolina. Again, North Carolina had this pretty much. I'm in the bag until the fourth quarter. They just weren't able to finish. Bo Nix went 23 for 30, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Drake May, 18 for 35, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. That is a $5 million quarterback. That's what I tell y'all, man. Y'all just be pulling these numbers out. Y'all some stupid motherfuckers, man. Some of the shit that y'all say, man, just really I'm afraid for the future. Like, I know some of the things that y'all believe make me wonder if you guys were in those classrooms that did, like, you were in the same classroom the whole day in junior high and high school. Like, did you switch? Do you have an IEP number? Things I'm concerned about. North Carolina should have won this game. Shout out to Dan Lanning. More talent on Oregon. North Carolina's a better coach team up to this point. The old man is still doing his damn thing. Much respect to him. And Texas Tech again proving that the SEC is not the best conference when it comes to football. Ole Miss got drummed. At no point was this game close. It was 26-7 going into halftime. They won the second half. They scored 18 points to 16 points of Texas Tech in the second half. But Lane Kiffin is a guy who just truly, it's admirable about the fucks that he does not give. He's a guy who is just a great coordinator. He's just not a good coach, but he'll always be able to fail forward because, people give opportunities to guys like him. Other guys just don't get the chance to fail like that. So I don't really give it. Let's get to Oklahoma versus FSU. Right now, ESPN has a 65% chance of winning this game. Dylan Gabriel is a good quarterback. When you look at the quarterback matchups, it's very similar. 24 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Dylan Gabriel. Jordan Travis has 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Oklahoma's leading rusher will not be playing, whereas Trey Benson is about 35 yards away from breaking 1,000 yards. Damn, I thought Johnny Wilson had more receiving yards than this, so I guess he's not going to be able to break 1,000. He's not going to break 1,000 this year. I'm just a little disappointed in that. Thought he had a little bit more than that. But so there's a lot of things that guys. So yeah, he definitely needs to come back. But a lot of similarities. Points per game. Florida State's 36.2. Oklahoma's 32.9. They allowed 29.6, whereas Florida State again. People like fire Fuller. Man, that's 19. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuller is a good fucking DC. Don't know why people just give him shit so much. But, you've got Oklahoma allows 450 yards per game. Florida State allows 307, while we outgain opponents 475. Oklahoma is basically, for as many points as they give, as many points as they take, they give. As many yards as they take, they give. Oklahoma's still a very talented team, top to bottom. They had a very bad year with the first coach. They lost a lot to a lot of guys that transfer when they switch coaches. This should be a game where Florida State needs to jump out on them early, and just beat the living shit out of them. It shouldn't be close, but who knows? Pride does come into factor, but I think we're a much more talented ball club right now, and I really hope that the situation.
Tuesday, McDaniel fans got to show off their pride.
I've got my phone finger, Dave.
We know.
Oh, what's that, Mom? I don't know what that is. What I just heard, but go ahead and play. It's on mute.
So what happens on the field or even in the stadium? real honored to be here. Yes.
Florida State is used to football success. Fans have had a couple of years, though, waiting for the next bowl game. This one.
We're excited to be in a bowl again and be talked about again and be relevant again.
Oh, yeah, we're excited to be here in Florida.
For the Oklahoma fans, it's a bowl game and a break from winter.
It's been a beautiful time here. It was 4 degrees without the windshield last week, so Florida's beautiful this time of year.
There's something extra special about bowl season, the cherry on top for a successful season. And for teams with a little history,
The last time we played Oklahoma was for a national championship. It did not go so well for us, so we're hoping to get redemption this year.
revenge, you mean?
Yes.
All the fans are ready.
All right, here's what I want us to stop saying. The last time, I mean, we need to have some more context to what's going on. That was not the last time we played Oklahoma. It was in 2001. The last time we played Oklahoma was, right now Oklahoma. We played Oklahoma 6 times. We've only won once. That was in 1965. The last time we played Oklahoma, I believe, was in 2010, if I remember correctly. And Doak was rocking, and it was a very good game. We lost, obviously. And trying to find where the oh no, we got our asses whooped that game. That's what the longest win streak 6. Largest margin of victory is 47-17 to 2010. So we got to make sure we make up for that. Hold on. FSU versus Oklahoma 2010. Yeah, we got our asses whooped at Oklahoma. We were ranked 17th. They were ranked 10 that year. I want to say we played them again the next year, though, because we played at Doak. When did we play? Yeah, we played them again. We were the number 5 ranked team in the nation. We had Clint Trickett as the quarterback. So we played them in 2009 and 2010. They beat us 23-13 at Doak. They were the number 1 team in the nation at that time. And then we got our asses whooped the next year. Actually, no, Clint Trickett, that must have been that would have been after. Because what I said, we had Christian Ponder in 2010, so Clint Trickett would have been after this. Clint and EJ, so that would have been after that. Anyways, the point is that stop saying the last time we played them in a bowl game, that's what happened. But we've actually played them before, and that's it. Thank you guys. And it just hasn't ended well for us. So I've heard a bunch of people say that. I'm like, nah. So last time we played them in a bowl game, but. Something that I heard Corey Fuller say yesterday in the Victory Walk, and I'm going to leave people with this. Everybody talks about this season, and they say you only won 10 games. They say, I was just, you should be excited. I don't think people understand how hard it is to win 10 games. It doesn't happen. It hasn't happened as often as people believe. I think Corey said, I think it's only happened 24 times in our history where we've had 10-win seasons. Let me go through and count. So 16s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25, 26. It's only happened 26 times in Florida State's history. So we've been playing football since 1954. 1954 to 2022, we have had 26. If we win this year, we would have had 27 10-win seasons. So what I want people to understand is that puts you in rarefied air. You're a few mistakes away from being in a big time playoff game, and I think this game will not only be significant because we're going to get our 10th win, but it's going to show the direction in which we're trending is proper and perfect. So, what I want everybody to do, watch with crazy enthusiasm. If you're in the Orlando area, come check out a tailgate. Just be in the vicinity. Just be in the place to be, because if wins were easy to come by, everybody would be a winner. But as I told the young men yesterday, it's not personal. It's just business. They're in the way. If I tell my sons, I tell the guys that I played, you whoop ass when you're in this game. You beat them unmercifully, because if they had the opportunity to do it to you, they would. And other than that, man, I hope everybody has had a great holiday. If you're traveling to the game, please continue to travel safely. Go check us out. Go like the YouTube page. I would love to get this thing over 2,000. I'll hopefully be able to market my YouTube page after today, now that the tailgates will be over. And you will have the tailgate, the documentary, and all the other different things coming up here relatively shortly. We'll have a 10-win season. Check out Sporadics. Check out Norvell Central. Check out all the different things that we have coming up, lined up in 2023. It's going to be an incredible season for Florida State, but it's also going to be an incredible year for everybody affiliated with myself. And I want you guys to have that. Enjoy your success as well. Please, though, YouTube, go like the YouTube channel. I need to get that up. That's where we're going to probably put most of our content up. Facebook doesn't really give me what we need. So we'll have Big Games BS starting. Hopefully, if the deal goes through in January, we're gonna go 4 days a week. Big Games BS. We'll have Sports Den back, and we'll have some more Jaguars coverage. But see you guys at the tailgate. And other than that, I appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. See y'all later.